back.
Yeah, I don't know about this one here, Gwen. Right, couple of reasons for this. Camille, you ban away the Galileo yourself. You don't get the roaming mid laner or support to really pair along with your Hextech and ultimate them. But Tribe Gaming, they can easily take Fiora, Twisted Fate here and heavily punish Lunaro. I think that's going to be a pain point for them, and I think that that's something the Tribe Gaming, okay, are just going to prove me completely wrong. Pivoting to the Darius, they're going to say, Chuck, you do your thing here. We saw earlier today, this Azar Darius completely dumpstering against Sengoku Gaming's Camille. So this might be a possibility here for Chuck as well.
Even against both Baron leaders from Sengoku, Mochi and Kai, Azar was able to have an incredible performance. While looking to see if Chuck can do the same, having T-Tigers be that focal point wasn't the answer for Tribe Gaming. So it seems like they're doubling it back. They say, well, okay, maybe the Olaf isn't the answer. How about Zaya?
Okay, so what's going on here from Tribe Gaming, right? Let's break it down. It's not a good draft, but you can see the idea. You got a clear weak side top, you got a clear strong side bot. You have one game plan in mind. We're gonna let Old School and Max Green pop up and carry this game. We're gonna run Zaya Rakan. We're gonna let our Baron Lane do his thing. Now SBTC, it's a very big change of pace for them. They want to attack top side this time. Can they do it?
But let's give some benefit of the doubt to Tribe Gaming now. Let's try and break down why you say it's not a good draft, but you see those ideas.
Well, you're picking these champions too early. You're showing your Zaya too early. And why is Zaya not picked early? Because there's a million counters for her. Vayne, Varus. Okay, well, there's just two. But those are big ones, right? Those are big counters to her. And that's something we could possibly see from Kiro after his amazing performance last game. And I want to tell you, Brendan, these first three picks from SBTC, chef's kiss. I love it. So strong. Tooth Fate Lee Sin, you control basically every mid-jungle matchup, and you have a field day going up to the Baron lane and punishing whoever is there.
In fact, we had expected Tribe Gaming to pick up the Twisted Fate. Yeah, take that one away.
I mean, they clearly showed that they wanted to go for a different angle, right? We are playing for bot lane. That's the game plan here for Tribe Gaming. And I mean, I'm not a fan of their draft, but I can understand their game plan, and I can understand why they do it. Okay. The backs are to the wall. They want ease of execution. They say, we are just going to go, go, go. We're going to run it in. We're going to 5v5 you, and we're going to make it easy for us to pop off and succeed. And all the eggs here, right now at least, are in the basket of Old School. I want to see something a little bit more spectacular here for starting as well. I think he really needs to have a standout performance. What options are there for him? I think Orianna is going to be a big one, but I'm not sure if that's something he prioritizes.
Well, SBTC, they get Kiro back on this as well. He looks good on this champion. Aquino, one of the few to really make that Thresh work. One that was stolen away from him before in his earlier matches, I believe, against, was it Thunder Talk? I think somewhere along those lines. Either way, he gets to go back on this pick-off champion. Tribe Gaming finish off the composition with this Diana, and I'm looking at it, Omo. I see this Darius. I see the Vi, the Rakan, the Diana. It looks like TJ was right. Break the action to SBTC. Just fight all day.
Yeah, I like the draft coming in from the side of Tribe Gaming now. I think this fifth pick here kind of saved it, but also because the 4-5 pivot from SBTC this time around, not quite ideal. You pick the trash here to really do one thing, to bully the Zaya Rakan lane. But you're pairing him for Ezreal. He's not a bully in any sense of the word. He's a very nice guy. He's gonna, you know, take you out for dinner and everything. He's gonna talk to your mom. He's gonna be friends with your friends and whatnot. He's not a bully, is what I'm trying to say here. So this trash doesn't really make sense.
That was a long roundabout way.
You know me, I love going all around before I get to my point. This Diana as well, I think there's no answers for her here. It's only the Lee Sin kick, the Dragon's Ring. That's it. And when Diana, Rakan, Vi all diving onto your backline, what can you really do? I think you don't have options on the side of SBTC.
You know what? SBTC, though, are going back to a composition that looks very reminiscent of what we've seen from them before. And Tribe Gaming, while it looks like they've pulled out all the stops, this is peak Tribe Gaming drafting here.
This is send it.
And here's the thing, Omo. This, against other teams in Horizon Cup so far, seems like a red kind of drafting style. You know, against other teams like we've seen from the East so far, their performance in this competition, this seems a little bit lackluster. But is this the look that we need to see from both these teams to keep things going?
At this point, backs against the wall. I know I've said that like 600 times already, but you can't describe it any better than that. This is do or die. You have to just send it. And I like what Tribe Gaming have drafted. Now, can they execute? I like what they drafted last game as well. The draft wasn't the issue there, but they just didn't execute on the plan.
I know you love this term, ease of execution. What is it?
This is as easy as it gets. 5 presses R, everyone just piles on top of that. Really don't get any easier than that. If you can't execute this, then I'm sorry, Tribe, you know, your time is up. But if you can pull this off, I think this is a feasible game for Tribe Gaming to take away.
And it seems like SBTC's final pivot into that Ezreal that has seen them a lot of success in that first game might be a little bit damaging to the
Exactly,
overall idea
Brandon. I'm so proud of you. That's exactly the point here, right? Confidence is a big factor. You're saying, I popped off an Ezreal last game. Give it to me, coach. I will run this game. But that's not really the case here, is it? It doesn't quite match well with the trash pickup. It doesn't do too well with the vibe because she follows you regardless of where you S and shift to. Maybe pick something like a Varus. Maybe pick something like a, I don't know, maybe even a Kai'Sa will kind of work here because you just want to send it as well. But with that said, though, Kiro had an amazing performance. Let's see if he can do it again.
Well, initial move's not going to be the same. Tribe Gaming will not send 5 mid. And I just want to give a little shout out to this vibe pickup because I've been watching Arcane. I've been enjoying myself.
Yeah, I know, and I haven't watched it yet, so no spoilers.
Act 1 you have, right?
Act 1 I have,
okay.
That's right.
Not Act 2.
Yeah. What is this, though, that we're seeing? A bit of a leash here from Kiro and Aquino means that they lose out on Balding Cryo. Max Green in a very threatening position.
But then, despite that, they still back off.
What is
Max
this?
Gonna go back to the initial kind of default summoner spell.
Yeah, this time around, you're pulling Rakan. You want the flash. You need the flash. So I think that was Brom's specific thing when he was doing the heal exhaust. He did it before as well. This time around, he needs the flash. It's going to be a big thing.
It's a different dynamic because he was a huge initiator for his team. Was now with this, well, let me change that around.
I wasn't umming at you. I was umming at Aquino.
No, I misspoke. He wasn't a huge engage for his team. He's a huge engage option now as his Rakan, but previously as the Braum, he was there to block out damage, soak stuff up, and power the rest of his team. But now the onus is on Max Green to make things happen.
Yeah, big trade from narrow, and you see just like that, he loses control of the wave. He loses wave access, and that's a big problem because if you're mid jungle and you dive the lane, you had fast control of the lane. Old School gets home.
But look at what TF is doing right now. He's gone up to the top side, says, you might have punished my top laner, but I will punish you right back. Flashing forward, looking for the final hit to take down Old School, but instead they find Max Green to get the first on the board. T-Tigers flashes in with the Solid Battery, looking for the return kill back onto Aquino. A little bit more for the Assassin's Force will find them and net them the kill, and yet it's not going to be enough. Looking at a little bit more from T-Tigers, but he's going to barely get away.
My heart kind of dropped right now.
Oh my goodness, starting. Gets this kill, but it's so risky here.
They're all so low. A sliver of health on T-Tigers starting. Old School as well. Keep in mind, he survived this fight with 1 HP. And that is a huge win for Tribe Gaming. They barely get the win, but they get it nonetheless. And that means that you lose the wave on the side of Kiro. That helps him stabilize the state of the game right now. Because look at his gold. Even losing the wave, he's so far ahead of Old School. Well, I say so far, but it's a couple hundred. Let's take a look at this fight right now. How did this actually play start off? Old School got keep in mind that you can't afford to do that in a game with stakes as high as this. And SBTC, Kiro and Aquino, they're just calling back off right now because they know the move is coming in from starting. They could have taken that 2v1, but with starting that, it turns into a 2v3. That's not something they want to do.
It's so important that Kiro was put behind, like you mentioned. I'm going to just quickly pivot away from that point because it looks like Chuck might get taken down. Julie's going to teleport over. Instead, TF goes down. It's an exchange back, but 2 over to Tribe Gaming.
Yeah, very bad dive there from the side of SBTC. Julie doesn't even make his way up. He says the fight is over. Starting, I think, was threatening him a bit as well, so he wasn't quite able to use the Destiny Gate. So 2 things, mistime and misexecution from SBTC, which is why I was skeptical that he dropped it around the top lane. This is Unero, not Minus. This is not your star player. Unero is no slouch, but if you want to beat the best teams in the world, you need to let your stars excel. That's your jungle, that's your mid, that's your elite.
Let's take a look at how this fight happens again, because with that upper hand, they were able to reset the aggro. You see T-Tigers appear at the top side of the map. Was that to support Chuck that he loses a bit of the wave, but T-Tigers gets that gold instead, so you can see now with this fight, finding himself a little bit further ahead. Getting closer to that Triforce, not going for defensive options, says we want to fight.
Aquino was putting so much pressure down in this lane. Forget what I said.
Yeah. Goes on to Old School, forces the Feather Storm, gets caught by the Charm instead. Another turret held in place is Tribe Gaming with yet another kill.
And that's a bit of a disaster. He got a bit too greedy right there. Very well played from Max Green to chain the crowd control and set up the Feather Storm from Old School. With that said, though, that is going to be Tribe Gaming evening the gold up. They're not going to get to Elite just yet, but they're evening the gold up. Needs a dragon, and it seems like SBTC, they want to contest this one. Will they be in time?
And we mentioned earlier on, Tribe Gaming have the ease of execution on their side. SBTC, though, let's talk a little bit about this, because Dragon goes over to Tribe. No pressure from SBTC on that end. What's the ease of execution for SBTC looking like?
Granted, I don't even want to talk about that right now because Tribe Gaming, they're going to get it all. They're going to get the Dragon, they're going to get the Rift Herald. Clearly, the ease of execution is not easy enough for SBTC because they're giving everything up.
A lot of it is going to come down to how well they rotate around the map, how well they're able to set up these lanes, the map pressure, the macro, all this on the line for SBTC. Whereas Tribe Gaming, it's simple. You go for these fights, you engage, you have so many tools that help you lock down your targets in place. And as a result, Dragon and Rift Herald both over to Tribe. It's looking like a fantastic start as Tribe Gaming come into the brand new look.
Tribe Gaming is doing well right now. They need to keep this pace up. Now, we're going to see both side lane turrets get traded. But SBTC, they have to be aware right now. The Rift Herald is still available for T-Tigers. Now, if you ever make a mistake somewhere, that's a tier 2 turret gone. That's your mid lane tier 1 gone. SBTC, you have to be very careful because this is the timing for Tribe Gaming to take over the game.
Heavily invested into old school as well. You can see he has a decent amount of this gold. He's going to be the one outputting a lot of the damage, especially as SBTC want to play into him, are going to take the fight to him. Those feathers are going to be a deadly trap locked into place. And once they pull back, SBTC can kind of pack things up and get ready for the next game. So have to be a little bit cautious about how they get into these fights.
Yeah, Brandon, I think the way we need to split this up right now, the way we need to break this down, what SBTC needs to identify as well, is that at this point in the game, you can no longer team fight into Tribe Gaming. You need to just answer on the sides. And that's what Unero trying to do for that long.
Right?
He's
going in. He's actually going to look for this fight. The upper hand comes across, but a nice pull, good chop, and a good amount of damage as SBTC look for a response. But Tribe Gaming is to just get to walk away.
I don't really know how that occurred.
Okay, Go-Kart onto starting. It looks like the response, the focus is going to be towards the top side as they look to take down the... Yeah, nobody takes down TF. What happens here?
This is the repeat of last game. Starting says Julie can do it, I can do it better. He goes 1v2 and gets the kill for himself. It looks like SBTC one answer.
Beautiful use of the Featherstorm pots and dodges away from the Go-Kart. Flash from Aquino. Death Sentence misses. It's the re-engage to Max Green. And SBTC try, but too aggressive for that to handle. Kiro, he dashes in and has the flash out, but it's the counter flash from Chuck with the final kill. The execution, ease of execution in favor of Tribe Gaming as a return dunk will not be enough. That's Chuck coming in big.
Brandon, what do we love to see from SBTC? We love to see the aggression, the decisiveness. What do we not quite love to see? What does not spark joy? The over-aggression, the forcing of plays that you have no need and no right to be making. This is amazing here from Starting. Uses the barrier bait and the shield timing perfectly. We try to take a play here, 2v2. This looks good for now. The play is need to back off. Destiny Gate tells you that reinforcements are coming to Tribe Gaming as well, but you still try to force the play of the ultimate. The play is over, that's it! And they get punished, rightfully, for trying to beat you.
You asked where the gold card was, Old School dodges away from it.
I mean, well, I say brilliant, but it's pretty standard stuff. It's just over-forced.
It's critical. Absolutely had to make that play. Things would have gone very bad if not.
This as well, Unero, he flashes forward, he kills Spot, and gets taken down himself. Here we go.
Forcing a fight here, they're looking to take down Starting, but still with the Moonfall, is able to respond. Good damage on Unero, takes him down. Aquino is gone as well, but Kiro gets the chance to free hit, and that means SBTC have a chance to take this fight. Featherstorm comes back up. That's the Go-Kart to lock him back into place. You can dodge it once, but not a second time. SBTC with 4.
And SBTC, they sacrifice Tempo on the map to get momentum and make a play. They make a move on mid lane. They lose 3 at the end of the day. They get the fight win, but they are not in a condition to defend the turret. Well, I say that, but Destiny Gate expanded. Keep in mind, Chuck was not in the fight, so that was a 5v4 there. And Tribe Gaming still traded pretty evenly, so I think that we have to do that.
Oh my goodness, barely dodges away from the upper hand. Gets caught there, doesn't even have flash to get out. SBTC have been willing to take these fights, and yet it seems like Tribe are the ones to come up ahead in most of these exchanges.
Hang on a second, Kiro is an interesting item here. He went with the Ice on God. So he's not going to be doing as much damage as last game. He'll have that slow, which is great against Darius, Vi as well as Diana. The armor's not gonna hurt too.
His utility comes up clutch for SBTC if they're able to get this against Tribe and the additional armor against a heavy AD team. Let's see Tribe, they pull the trigger, they're looking for the engage. It's a beautiful one. Lay it on with the Moonfall. It's Tribe Gaming. They're finding engage in the Dragon Pit. SBTC set running. Aquino off by the side. Julie as well, locking the gold card, but it's not going to be enough as the rest of the team collapse onto him. The not the Death Center, the Dark Passage will find him his escape route. But SBTC lose a critical fight there.
SBTC, they lose the fight, but I think they're surprised that only Narrow dropped at the end of that one. That does mean, though, for Tribe Gaming, they get the mid lane turret, they get the Rift Herald, but they lose the Dragon. That was taken at the end of the day by Narrow. I don't even know how. The man sacrificed his life to pick up the Dragon. I think they're going to call work. Nice little cancel of recalls here. Do SBTC want something?
They've been loving these fights, Hobo. I mean, frankly, SBTC and Tribe Gaming are so aggressive right now. Looks like a catch onto TF. Tigers doesn't have enough to finish off that kill. So instead they hold off. Kiro's gonna make some work happen in the mid lane. I know, Ezreal, when you think of heavy sieges, you don't exactly think of Ezreal.
Yeah, I mean,
but he's okay.
Out. He pokes you out before he sieges your turret. That's the way he does it. Not just hitting your turret directly, but it's still effective. It still works. And I want to lay out the state of the game right now. While we do see a lot of flashy stuff coming in from starting, a lot of flashy plays coming in from SBTC, I want you guys to know that the state of the game right now relies on one thing and one thing only. It's a marksman face-off. Whoever can output more in the next few team fights, Kiro, Old School, between the two of them, is going to carry his team to a win.
And theoretically, you're supposed to have this Camille that's supposed to get you express visit onto Old School. You know, you're supposed to have visitation rights, get to see this guy. But very frankly, he's been able to dodge out on all of those. He's come up with a million excuses. He says, I don't want to quite see you. I'm just going to do my own thing.
It's not me, it's you. He's not going to lie about it, right? Here we go. They're going to make it clear off the Chuck, but I don't know if they have to back.
Okay, Gokhan comes across. There's a lot of crowd control to hold him in place for now. Kiro is that big damage onto the upper hand. They do finish him off. Nice. That's a nice pickup.
Yeah, and Chuck, I mean, if you look at the state of the map right now, T-Tigers is starting 2 members down in the bottom lane. You cannot be showing this far up on the side lane right now in this game. SBTC, they're going to get a turret for themselves. They're going to pull ahead to a 2k gold lead. But all of this doesn't matter, Grandin. This stuff does not matter. It's between Old School and Kiro. Who's going to output more? This is not a team fight. This is just a bit of gold. It still comes down to the next big team fight.
I love the way you're framing this. It doesn't matter. It's 4 players and the ADC. That's it. That's how you have to
it genuinely is, because if you look at how this game is going to play out, the 4 players are all trying to kill that one ADC. But you can't kill Kiro. He has to stop watch with Vialti. Nothing else is going to touch him. Moonfall should never touch him. Same thing for Old School. You're going to try to gold card him, you're going to try to kick him, you're going to try to hextech ultimate him, and he has answers for all of those things. With Featherstorm as well as Flash, both of these ADCs should not be touched, and it comes down to this face-off.
Okay, 3 hourglasses completed on the side of SBTC.
You have to, it's Vi.
You have to respect this. Vi, Diana, so many options. They can look for the engage onto you. Julie has the rapid fire cannon now, so that's a little bit of a range boost.
Yeah, that's going to be great, because you need to be able to catch people and pick them off. You need to be able to poke them with that, punk them out, set up by the gold card. But what is this? He tries to set up.
Interesting mechanic. Tigers is going to look for the engage onto Aquino. Force the flash away. They jump onto Max Screen, but the battle dance will find Tribe Gaming a safe escape and exit for the jungle.
I just want to pose a question. Why do hard thing when easy thing do trick? Why do you try to interrupt him on the Dark Passage when you could just hit him?
That's a good point. That's a good point. As much as I love the Offense references, I think I don't have time to find a good reply to that.
Yeah, but pay attention to the damage being put out by starting right now. This man is starting to scale, and he is going to be a serious threat to everyone not team here.
Okay, once again, they're going to look for the catch on the Chuck. It's critical that they find this before the rest of Tribe Gaming will come in. The rest of the team now available. That's a re-engage from Max, and once again, they just layer all the damage, the crowd control, the spells, the spotlight on the Kiro. He has to deal with starting over by the back. They manage to take down TF, but Kiro's still alive. He's still healthy. He's top dog. Chuck walks in into the face of danger and gets bitten in exchange for that. You look at Old School, he has no HP.
And that's the difference between these two team fights right now. What do we say? It's between the two marksmen. Who stays alive? I mean, Kiro is alive, but he's too low to do anything. And Old School stays alive, but he's too low to do anything. Kiro can keep outputting the damage. even though the starting for the fight was about as good as it gets for Tribe Gaming, I thought they won that fight. I was kind of mad. I thought that they were gonna wipe SBTC, but I don't know how SBTC, they turn it around, and I think it's off the back of Kirill on this Ezreal being uncontested.
Let's take a look at the Axe Effect replay because, well, things start off by them trying to go for Chuck. It's a difficult target to take off. Aquino actually gets a really nice hook on the starting and it slows down the tempo a little bit. You can see the double hourglass, how impactful that is.
I know what the problem here is. Old School was forced to use his ulti too early. He needs to play it a bit more on the edge, a bit more on the side so that he doesn't get tossed out that early, and that would allow him more space to DPS as the fight progresses. And he's feeling threatened right now, Grandin. He picks up a QSS for himself, so he doesn't need to out for the TF card. He can QSS the TF card and save his out for the Hextech ultimatum or something else.
What's happening? Aquino is going to walk in. He walks right in the Tribe Gaming. They're lying away. It's a death rush. The next target to focus. They get the lockdown, and the rest of his team cannot save him. He is definitely dead. Tribe with a critical double pick off.
Granted, I didn't talk about the death rush because I thought they knew. The Ezreal ulti didn't go into the bush, but I didn't make the assumption that if they're not on Baron, they have to be camping for us. But SBTC, they get a bit too eager.
I mean, they have Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, they have Destiny as well. I can understand why you would have wanted to expand it. Here we go. This is Tribe Gaming taking the game into their hands.
You have to make a play. TF, it's all down to you to stop this Baron, pick up the rest of your team.
Nice kick.
Is only going to be able to do so much. Unero jumps in with the Hextech ultimate to try and buy some time, but it's difficult for SBTC.
Okay, he just needs to stall.
The Baron's going to reset Tribe Gaming. They don't get much more.
For once, Unero, thank you for ending. That was exactly what you needed to do. You just need to stop them from picking up the Baron, and he does his job.
Okay, I guess that is one way to put it.
No, look, I want to point out something though. The only reason why that went the way of SBTC was because of Jewel. His rapid fire cannon Lich-Bait just lets him get the pick off so far away, and he does so much damage while that cannon is picked up. He's the richest person in the game. Part of that is due to the Twisted Fate passive, but also he's been playing so well in these last two games here, guys.
Exactly that. But I also want to kind of look back with SBTC's composition. This Thresh, like you mentioned, just doesn't seem to fit as well in the composition as they might have once hoped.
It really doesn't.
If they wanted to pick off something like the Varus, could have also been an option. Instead, you know, kind of locking in the support hasn't been the biggest utility. You can see what happens. He walked over by the Death Rush. Certain other supports could have escaped in that situation.
Well, Grendon, Trash also has a lantern that you can throw into the Death Rush. I think they were just completely
If you are in range to toss your lantern in, I'm pretty sure you're in range for the Vile.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point as well. I want to point out really quickly though, these 4 items on Julie means that he needs to take the game into his own hands right now. Earlier on, we were talking about how only the 280 carries matter, but with these items, Julie is a serious threat as well. No way you fall for it again!
Double time, run it back, TF gets caught out, that's the engage coming across, Julie gets locked out in place, Kiro set running, that's your damage source gone, and yet they still aren't able to finish off the job. Look at Unero off the side lane.
Yeah, that was desperation from Tribe, but SBTC, they walked right into it. What's the saying? Fool me once, fool me twice, maybe even fool me 2 times here for Julie.
Nice engage there, gets to catch onto the Twisted Fate, like you mentioned, a huge chunk of damage.
No way you go in here.
Absolutely not. That was going to have to back off.
Things are starting to get a bit messy, and I think the pressure, the nerves, it's starting to get to mind. So many stakes here on the line. Tournament lives for both of these teams. Baron gets started off. 30 seconds to Julie. It's a 45.
There we go. Things start off again. They have to go for this. They have to stop this. TF loses so much health in the process. Unero joins in, but Chuck is right on his tail. And the fight is not going to go in their favor. Kiro doesn't have anywhere to go. Unero gets taken down. Your damage source is dead. Aquino, the next to follow. TF, he's off in the jungle, running away. It's a horror movie. The pursuit is going. Kiro, he needs to do something to stop them. At the very least, Baron is delayed, but not stopped.
And this comp from Tribe Gaming is working out. What did we say? Ease of execution. Easily, I'm losing it as well. I'm losing it just like these two teams. It's easy for you to pull the trigger, and that's exactly what Tribe are finding in this game. Julie gets caught, they keep face-checking these death rushes, and Tribe are just able to constantly pull the trigger over and over again. Unero's not finding anything on side lanes, and SBTC, they're getting caught in the team fight. It's not a great start.
I have to bring this up, Omo. Double teleport for Unero and TF. They know if this dragon goes the way of Tribe Gaming, the game is going to be over.
Yeah, they need to get here. Baron is one thing. You can't give up both. Dragon Soul is well as the Baron.
Yunero's online, he's gonna be able to teleport in. TF is a few seconds away, that's Dragon gone, but they have to pull the trigger, yet it's not available for that, it's gone too soon, and Tribe Gaming with the engage, Kiro falls to starting, and that's it, that's all that she wrote. Tribe Gaming with a triple kill for starting, as they find an absolutely amazing pickoff time and time again to take this game.
And Grandin, what do we say? Ease of execution, and don't give Max Green an initiator. He finds the recon, he finds the plays, he finds the picks, he finds every amazing teamfight engage. And Tribe Gaming, I think they're going to tie it up.
And these teams are not done yet. Both teams